The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Darrell Martin, right here on TFNN.com. And coming to you live, just checking out where the markets are at right now. And let me pull up a list for you, and we're going to check those out. This is not the chart I'm trying to get on here. I just decided to pop up there for you. And let's see here. Where's the other one? Give me 1 second. I think here's why I'm sort of freaking out. Let's see. Might have to reconnect that one. That's okay. We'll go ahead and hop on over here. We'll check out the current news right now that we got going on and what's coming up on our list to make sure you got that list and you're ready for it for this upcoming week. We had quite a few events happen recently, and I was out of town for my uncle's funeral. But it was a celebration. So, he had a wonderful life, and everybody was really celebrating that. And we'll see him again. And then there was also, some really sad things on top of that. We had the Paris thing, and that, of course, impacted the markets, had a little volatility in. And, our hearts definitely with everybody over there. Other things that are going on as far as news. We had G20 meetings that came up on Sunday, causing a little bit of volatility. And then on Monday, Draghi was talking. We had the RBA, the monetary policy meeting minutes come out. And today we had building permits get released pretty much right at expectations. So no big shocker there. And tonight, we got FOMC meeting minutes today. So again, this is the minutes, but it is something to highly, highly be aware of. Okay. Again, FOMC meeting minutes are coming out today. And that can cause, obviously, some volatility in the market. Sometimes it's huge, sometimes it's small. Right now, I think it's going to be probably a pretty decent amount because there's a lot of conjecture about whether or not they're going to raise interest rates. And it seems like a lot of the statements have led to they're going to. So that will most likely, put some weight on the market and, give it a little bit additional volatility that we normally may not have. If I go over here, pull up, say, NASDAQ, and we'll just look at a regular chart. Let me pull up a regular one for you. And, right now, you got the NASDAQ moving on up, maybe setting up for a big pullback with the meeting minutes coming on out. So we'll see pretty soon. The volume is really low right now. You can see for the day, we have pretty low volume going on. And so we'll just have to continue to monitor that and watch out for it. But be aware. It's one of those things I constantly tell people, is be aware of the news. Even if you're not trading FOMC, like you're not trying to trade the movement of it, if you're in a trade, you're trading it, like it or not. So either be out or, put in some protective stops or whatever it is that you may need to do. But, be aware that there is some unpredictable volatility about to release. There's basically no consistent number just because it really depends on what's happening in the market and whether or not sometimes that's a non-event. Other times it's a huge event. The last one was a pretty big move. Today, I'm sure we're going to get some pretty big moves too because they're going to be analyzing every little word they said to keep the interest rates low at the last meeting to see what they can go about, if they can interpret those words in more detail to see what they may do on the next meeting. Okay? So anyways, be ready. We got a monetary policy statement coming out tonight on the yen. It says tentative, but again, you can look at past traffic patterns, right, to see what time of day the, freeways get jammed up. We can also look at past times of releases to see when they may release. And I'll even go back and I'll look at, the month of the previous year. Okay. So we can see basically pretty consistently that it's right around 10 o'clock. Okay. So 10 to 10:30 is usually when this release comes out, and we can open up, just a whole bunch of them and just see what their pattern is. And you'll notice with each one, you got some as late as 11, some as early as 9:50. So, I guess you could say 9:50 to 11:10. But anyways, that's when we expect everything to be coming out on the yen monetary policy statement, and that should also add some volatility to the yen for you late night traders. Okay? So, anyways, that's an important thing to be aware of. Let's see what else we have on our list for this week. Looks like we might have pound retail sales coming out tomorrow morning. So, yeah, pound retail sales coming out at 4:30, and that is usually a 35 pip move or less. So we're going to look for a 35 pip iron condor. And that movement is being measured between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. Okay? So when looking at that trade, then I would want to buy a spread on the Nadex exchange, buy a spread that is lower than the market, and sell a spread that is higher than the market. Okay? If I buy a spread that's lower, sell a spread that's higher, then I want their minimum profits to equal, or their maximum profits to equal at least a combined minimum of $35. Now, of course, I can do a lot more than one of these, but as a minimum, I want the two max combined profits of the lower spread and spread to be at least $35 to do the trade, because I expect it to move that far. If I get that trade on, great. If I can't, at least I know how far it moves. I can use that for any other kind of trading strategy I may do. But it's one of those you can put on at night. You can set your stops. If it gets triggered, cancel the other one, and that's pretty much all you got to do. So pretty simple trade that you can take advantage of tonight. Again, that's a pound retail sales entering at 11 for a 7 a.m. expiration for a minimum profit of $35. Going on into Thursday. Let's see here. I'd like to look at the calendar. We'll also, so I can double check that I got everything. There is a press conference as well. That's pretty normal. I was thinking that might be coming up. So let's see here. Press conference. 1:30, 1:30, pretty much 1:30. So let's see. We got 1:30 a.m. Let me not put that on the list. That's just, again, a be aware of. So tomorrow, 1:30 a.m. JPY monetary press conference. All right. So we got that one logged. And just things that I like to make sure I do have on my list. But also, what else do we have tomorrow that we could check out trading, and what other things do we need to be aware of? Well, we got German Bubba president is going to be speaking. So at 3 a.m., so that's going to cause probably a little volatility there. We got the Euro ECB monetary policy meeting accounts, or minutes coming out, sort of the same thing we just had. They're releasing tomorrow morning at 7:30, and with all their pumping that is expected, that shouldn't be a big surprise there. If they're willing to do anything and everything to try to keep the euro from getting stronger, too strong. But going over to what a tradable event we got the CAD wholesale news report. Trade the dollar CAD there. We're expecting a 30 pip move or less. And so we're going to enter at 8 a.m. We're going to look for a 10 a.m. expiration for the 8:30 a.m. news release. So we enter at 8 a.m. for a 10 a.m. expiration, and we look for a minimum profit of $30. Sometimes it'll be 10. Hey, if it's 10, then great, do a straddle. Okay. If it's 20, you may just want to skip the trade and wait, because again, we expect 30 or less. It could be 20, it could be 15. I don't want to go in there and just make $5. I want to give myself a chance to actually make a decent profit. So if it's really high, then that's even better. And so you can look for straddles, you can look for iron condors, or you can go, hey, I'm going to set out the trade, but I'm going to be aware that between 8 and 10, tomorrow morning, the dollar CAD usually moves 30 pips. And again, you can use that for a lot of different ways that you may trade something. Just having an expectation of movement can be really, really helpful. Okay, going on in, and we got U.S. unemployment claims coming on out. So that's, be aware of that. That can, be a fun trade to do. We got, and it's not really predictable. It can vary a lot. It's more volatile right now with the Fed news expectation. Okay. If we go on in a little bit deeper, we got U.S. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index coming on out. That's a very small moving impact report on the euro dollar. Usually only a 25 pip move between 9 and 11 a.m. on the euro dollar when the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index comes out. So we enter at 9. We look for an expiration at 11, and we look for a minimum profit of $25. Again, you can do 1, you can do 100 for $2,500. So there's a lot of ways to do this trade. That's between 9 and 11 tomorrow. We'll also have the weekly natural gas inventory report coming on out, where you can, strangle or straddle it. And a lot of times strangles are one of the easiest ways to play it. You can trade the trend. You can hop in right before the report and do a strangle on it. So there's a lot of different ways you can trade the weekly natural gas inventory report. Other things we got going on. We got the Switzerland governor board member is going to be speaking. So tomorrow at 12:30, maybe cause a little volatility in the dollar franc. And we have a couple other FOMC members speaking. These are not major speeches that are happening on Thursday. They're just talking. So don't let them really rule your trading and your outlook and how you're looking at everything. But just be aware of these speeches that are happening and coming out. Let's see here. Let me close these down. Get back on today's. There we go. But a whole bunch of different FOMC members speaking tomorrow afternoon. And I just go and I look at the speech and see what it is about the U.S. economy at the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce. So that's not going to be massive unless he just says something really wild that gets released. That these really should be non-events when these FOMC members talk, unless it's a major press conference. Now, Draghi is going to be speaking. He's speaking a bunch. He's also going to be speaking on Friday. And let's see, he'll be speaking at the Euro Finance Week in Frankfurt. So, that could definitely cause some volatility again in the morning at 3 a.m. right as the euro opens up, just further adding to it. So be aware of that. We got pound public sector net borrowing coming on out. And so, again, that's not really a major event, but one to be aware of. And German Republic President is speaking again on Friday. CAD has a variety of reports giving us a chance for another trade this Friday for 30 pip minimum profit. That's on the core CPI, the CPI, the retail sales, and core retail sales all coming out on the U.S. dollar CAD. And so right there at 8:30 a.m. And so we'll be looking for a $30 minimum profit on Condor on an 8 a.m. entry to a 10 a.m. expiration. Okay, 8 a.m. entry to a 10 a.m. expiration. Let's see. You also have had Dudley speaking, and again, it's just speaking out at a university speech. Should not be anything massive. They will pretty much be done by the time he gets around to talking. And then there'll also be another speech on Saturday. So just as far as weekend news, not a whole lot planned, but we do see that he's participating in a panel discussion coming up. All right. Well, that catches you up on the current week's news. So stay right there. We'll be back right after this, and we'll check out some charts and more.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And so we're going through and we're checking out the different news events that are coming up. And we've covered this week and get you caught up through next week as well. I'm going to be out, so I want to make sure that you have everything on your list and you're prepared. So we'll see if there's anything of massive importance that we can possibly do next week. And I'll cover it more in detail for you tomorrow, but just a quick review here. What do we have coming up on Sunday? Sunday here, we got manufacturing PMI. So basically just some China stuff that's going to be coming out. We do have an Aussie cash rate. That's going to be important for next week. So interest rate coming out on Monday night. So if you're trading the Aussie Monday night, going on over, we got a GDP coming out on the CAD. And let's see, GDP quarter over quarter coming out on the Aussie on Tuesday night, GDP on the CAD on Tuesday morning. Going into Wednesday, we're going to have the interest rate release. So we got the trade on Monday on Aussie, interest rate on Canada on Wednesday. Yellen also is going to be having some sort of club talk, not a major speech. We're going to have the ADP non-farm employment change. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm jumped ahead a week. Yeah, I am ahead a week. It just jumped a whole week ahead. Sorry about that. I'm like, man, how are we having NFP on Thanksgiving week. Okay, start over. Sorry about that. So rewinding back. Okay, next week, not the week after, but next week. Japan will be on a holiday on Sunday. Going on to Monday, let's see here. Pretty much nothing. We'll have existing home sales. That'll be important because we'll be looking at that for state of the economy for interest rates. Not necessarily so much a tradable event, but one that will have a little bit more impact than normal. Going on into Tuesday, let's see here. Nothing. Preliminary GDP for the U.S. dollar. Preliminary being obviously very important. So because there are several of them that come out. And let's see here. We got preliminary. We have advanced, preliminary, and final. Advanced is the most impactful. Preliminary, medium impact. I know they say high impact, but really advanced being the earliest number. We already have the advanced to base the preliminary on, so it's more based on what the expectation will come out on that. But it'll have a medium impact right there. We're going to have consumer confidence coming on out. That's not going to be a big impact at all. On Wednesday, a whole lot of random bond auctions happening over in Europe that morning. So Italy, France, Germany, Spain, all having bond auctions on Wednesday morning. And then we'll have, of course, our unemployment claims that come out a little bit early. It's going to come out on Wednesday instead of Thursday. So that's a little bit different. It's coming on Wednesday instead of Thursday. And let's see here. I'm trying to see. We got a crude oil inventories, and natural gas will also come out on Wednesday instead of Thursday. It's going to come out at noon. So instead of natural gas coming out on Thursday, when the markets are closed, it's going to come out again on noon on Wednesday. And that really is going to be the major releases for the week. Of course, the U.S. will be closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving. Exchanges will have a variety of hours starting on Wednesday and going through Friday, depending upon how each one of those exchanges works. Then they open back up. Most of them will open back up on Friday. There'll be a second estimate GDP quarter over quarter. Again, I know it says high impact, but I don't trust the little red things because often they may be important for the currency, but that doesn't mean they immediately impact it for you while you're trying to trade it. So that's the second estimate GDP right there, Friday, November 27th. Let's check out the holiday hours for the Nadex exchange, and that ought to be under notices. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so scroll down here a little bit. And we got that right there. Okay, so that's going to be our Nadex hours. Let me zoom that in for a little bit, make it a little easier to read. And give me 1 second while I post that. Okay, and what do we got going on? All right, so the product schedule for the week, Nadex is going to be observing the following: Monday, regular business hours, and all weekly stuff will happen on Friday. Initial jobless claims binary contracts will be listed on Monday. We'll settle on the day the number is released, which is going to be Wednesday. So again, a little bit different there. On Wednesday, the exchange will observe regular hours, no daily currency binary contracts, which would expire on trade date of November 26th will be listed on this date. So some of the basically after hour ones that you're used to, 3 a.m., stuff like that, won't be listed. Be closed on Thursday. We'll talk about Friday when we get back. Stay right there.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All righty, folks, going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And we are going into the holiday hours that are coming up next week. Like I said, most exchanges will be closed on Friday. On Thursday. And Friday weeklies will go to Friday. So, like, if there's a Friday holiday, I mean, next week's not a Friday holiday, so there's a Friday holiday, then the weekly contracts expire on Thursday. So, on Friday, the exchange is not going to be open like at 6 o'clock or 3 a.m. It's going to open at 8 a.m. They're letting their employees have a break. So, they'll be back at 8 a.m. and they post the exact schedule and how it all works and all that stuff. Let's see here. What else do they got going on? They open at 8. Trading in the U.S. Small Cap Wall Street will open at 8 and close at 1:15. So they're closing early, closing at 1:15. That would also mean that's when the weekly contracts would expire. Intraday 2-hour contracts, which normally expire at 2, 3, and 4, obviously will not be offered because they close at 1:15. 20-minute contracts that expire at 1:20, 1:42 because they close at 1:15 won't be offered. Okay, trading in the FTSE in Germany 30 will expire at 8 a.m. and will open at 8 a.m. and close at 1 o'clock. Okay, so they're going to close at 1 o'clock. Bitcoin will open at 8 and will close at its regular scheduled time. No Nikkei or China 50 contracts will be offered because they're early in the morning before they open up. Trading corn will open at the regular time and close at 1. Trading in oil and natural gas will open at 8 and close at 1:30. Okay, so they're basically trying to coincide with the exchanges. Trading in gold, silver, copper contracts will open at 8. All gold contracts will close at 12:30. Silver will close at 12:25. Copper at 12 o'clock. And then 2-hour contracts that expire after the closing time won't be offered. We'll see daily currency binary contracts will not be offered trading on Friday, with the exception of the 3 p.m. Eastern Time close time, which opens at 8 a.m. and closes at 3. Additionally, 2-hour contracts with 4 p.m. expiration will not be listed on this day. No 5-minute binary contracts, which expire after 2:55, will be listed. All other currency contracts will open at 8 and close at their regular times. So it looks like they are going to have some contracts open till 3 o'clock. So that, but there'll be less and less contracts open throughout the day. My suggestion, just don't trade. Enjoy time with your family. Take off. Okay? It may be open, but that don't mean you got to trade it. Anyways, because it's going to be really weird. Why is it going to be weird? Because the normal players aren't going to be there. Okay? People are going to be on holiday. We got next week looking at CME Group, Thanksgiving holiday schedule. Regular close on Wednesday, November 25th. Regular open. But then they're going to halt. Okay? Trading at 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And they'll allow products to resume trading at 5 o'clock. So if you get the idea that, hey, I can collect premium on the weeklies on Thursday because it's a holiday, be really careful, because those markets are going to open up and be trading all night, and you can't even touch them until 8 o'clock. Okay? So again, they close at 1 o'clock Eastern, and they'll reopen at 6 o'clock Eastern on Thursday on CME Group. That's the equity products. Interest products are doing the same thing. There will be early closes, as you can notice, 12:15 right there on the equity, or 1:15, I guess, Eastern Time. That coincides with Nadex's time to close down. They're closing at 1:15 on the equity, so that's why they're closing early. Because they're a derivative of that market. That market's not open. It's sort of hard to derive a changing price from it. So they're closing to coincide with the same time as CME Group. We got energy and metal products 145 closing on down. They will halt trading at 1 o'clock and resume at 6 o'clock. So that gets us caught up for the main things. We'll see, what else do we have? There's grain, oilseed, lumber. They're pretty much following, pretty similar schedules, but look at those. Those are less liquid products that most people don't trade. But if you do trade them, just hop on CME or type in cmegroup.com /holiday, and you'll be able to search and find their schedule pretty easily. ICE holiday hours, you can go over and check out their holiday hours as well. And they don't give near as much detail as everybody else. But bottom line is they're closed on Thanksgiving. So as far as when they reopen and all that fun stuff, I have no idea. They don't list the details. Trading hours for each of these contracts in these days will be announced in advance of the respective holiday. So somewhere on the site, you can find what the exact hours are. But if you just take off Thursday and Friday, it doesn't matter. But I want you to be aware, they're off. They're closed next week. And I think traders are one of the few people that actually go, man, it's a holiday, because now I can't trade. So you need to step away from the computer. You have a problem. So step away and just enjoy your time with your family. All right, that gets us caught up with the news. It gets us caught up with the holiday schedule for next week. And let me see here. Let's go in and check out some other... let's see. We don't really have any top news for today. We sort of talked about a lot of the news and what's going on. Let's see. Don't have anything there. Went through the news calendar. Got that all caught up. Let's see here. What else do I have that we can talk about specifically? And we can go in and let's just look at a few charts to begin with and see what we got going on. We have the market is shooting on up, sitting at 0.7 deviation level, but that's actually at a 1 deviation high to low. So if you measure the low, it came down about 0.3, negative 0.3 below settlement, and it went up positive 0.7. We're actually sitting at a 1 deviation level right now. Let's go over. Let's look at the other indices with this. see if any of this combined might actually do something for us. Going in, let's look at Russell. I need to reload that chart up. Hold on, we'll go in, we'll look at the S&P. See where we're sitting on the S&P specifically. We just hit up to 0.7, about a 90% of deviation level right there. Came in, it bounced right off of lower ice, broke through upper ice, and almost hit the 0.7, but it is starting to turn around. Looks like it might be looking for a potential reversal as well. So we could have a setup coming right there, and we'll keep our eye out on that. And then let's go over, let's check out the Dow, see how the Dow's doing. They ought to be, usually in the same boat. It's up at 84% and broke through upper ice. Didn't quite bounce off as cleanly off lower ice, but it did pull back above it, moved on up, and it's looking to set up for a short right now. So it's showing a lot of chop happening right there at the top where we're seeing all the other setups take place. Now let's go in and let's look at the Russell. And I like to put all of these together anytime I trade them. With the US indices, they usually move, like I said, very nicely together. And it is also 92% deviation, looking like it's trying to set up for a short itself right now. So I'm sure we'll get a little oscillation right here. I mean, it could just turn around, but wouldn't be surprised to see a little oscillation. And what can I do with that? Well, I can look at a potential trade setup. Looks like we have one coming up actually right now on the NASDAQ. And let's see here. What do we got? And make sure we're in on this. So be looking for a break below. Got a potential short setup here. We'll zoom in on it. Right there, we're looking for a low, break below, so about a 4606.5 would be what we'll be looking for, if it, actually below this low. So 4607 right now, so 6.25 on the next bar after this one closes on down. So let's see if there's anything we can use on that one. Also, of course, we're watching all the indices simultaneously. Any one of these could change coming right off of this short I zone level. And US Tech, let's pull out US Tech. See just what may exist. We got quite a bit of, it's going to be hard to really trade just the dailies on this because there's way too much proximity to play them, and it looks like we are setting up. Okay, we got a little bit low we got to get on here. The low of this bar is 4605, so 4604.25 is really about what we're looking for. And looks like we're hitting right on that right now, so that gives us a nice short setup that we can take advantage of. So best one I see, we got a few of them. Expiration time, we got 15 minutes. A little bit more time than that maybe. We also got one that expires here at 2 o'clock with a low proximity. And just going in trying to find, looks like the best one is 2 o'clock with the low proximity trade possibility. It's about a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. And let me show you that. I'd love to do a daily on it, but right here we just have some really high proximities going on. So I'm not a big fan of doing that high of a proximity on a daily contract right now because we're so far up, and just where the proximities are currently weighted. They're weighted very heavily to the buy side, trying to get people to buy more. So I'm not going to jump in that one, at least on that direction. So I am good, though. I like this one, this setup right here. And let's see if we can, right there. So we got about a one, like I said, about a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio for potential setup entry trade right there. And we just needed to break 3 ticks below. So right here we have a low, like I said, of 4604, so in for 4603.25. It got to 4603.25, hasn't broken it yet. How do I set that up? What do I do? Well, I'd go in on this contract, and I would open it up. Okay. And then I click on the stop trigger, and I'll put 4603, and then 0.25. Okay. And once I've done that, I can also say, what size do I want? What offset do I want? And worst price I'm willing to take on the contract. So with the proximity that's pretty close, I'm going to go ahead and just put like 600. Just so we're pretty much at the bottom of that contract at that point. So yeah, that won't really do us a whole lot of good. Anyway, so we'll set that on there, and then we'll activate it. And so now it's looking for the market to break through 4603.25 to take that trade, and it'll have a slight profit on that if we're right. What other contract possibility? That basically has the most reward possibility because it has the lowest floor at 4,600. So if it's going on down there, these other ones are, be premium collection trades, but I'm not really looking for premium collection on this strategy. I'm more looking for directional trading. Now, I also can keep my eye out to see what else I might find that might line up. Right now, I would need some oscillation on these other contracts on the Dow and on the Russell and on the S&P. I need a little bit of oscillation if I'm going to take these contracts because I need it to line up everything. I like everything to line up red before I hop in a trade. So right here, we may be setting up for this. I mean, we are getting a little bit of a pullback on all the markets. We might get a good setup for a potential short to come on down off of that short I zone. So like I said, get a little bit of a pullback, and then it turns around, comes on back for us. Let's see, what else do we have? We got the market sitting on NASDAQ at 4606.5, and let's see, 4606.5. Yep. Just trying to see if there's anything else. Let's see, 4605, and we might see if there's anything else we can. I'm trying to just look at different possibilities. We got 11 minutes on the current expiration coming up. That's sort of more creative ways to trade. Got 11 minutes on this contract right here. It's at 4602 though, so we'd have to have quite a bit of drop to even break even on that contract in the next 11 minutes. You're not huge, 4 points is not a big deal. We just bounced 5. So we look at that. We can see what's the risk on it, and see if we see the other indices. They seem like they still want to pull back. So I'm not sure, is NASDAQ going to be our leader on this or not? And they're all struggling right now. I don't really see a unanimous let's go south thing going on at the moment. I think we are still going to go south, but need to see a little bit more confirmation. NASDAQ seems like it seems to be the one that's wanting to push through and lead the way. It's trying to push down a little bit harder than the other ones. So we'll keep an eye on that. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this break.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Alrighty, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So we are getting that pullback as expected, which is good because that should help us potentially get a nice short setup off of these levels of 46.13. We got a 17.595 off the Dow. We got a 1160 for the Russell. We got 2064 for the S&P. So looks like we might be able to get a turnaround on that. If we do, then we'll have a nice setup for a short. Went ahead and canceled my stop trigger. So if you have that thing working, go ahead and cancel that on out. For looking for that break below, it did not break below that 46.0525. Didn't trigger the stop trigger. I love using that indicative price. Helps it not trigger it. Anyway, so doesn't do that, and I didn't do it within the next 2 bars. So I went ahead and canceled it on out. And again, looking for a potential short. We looking like we're in a chop range right now. Oscillating right around the 0.7 deviation level on most markets. Looks like we're sort of in between devs on the Russell. We're in between them on the Dow, and it's like we're in between them on the S&P. But we are also going to run them on the Nasdaq. So like I said, I'm moving on up to 46.12 right now is to be expected. Any further than that, not quite sure. It looks like we hit that level a few times using that in the price action there. We'll see if we go ahead and head south for potential trade. So anyways, we're ready for that. We got to get a couple things to line up before we hop in. In the meantime, let's see if there's any other chart activity we can check out. We can go and pull up. Let's see here. That looks like that one's pretty full at the moment. There we go. Loading on up. Just give me 1 second while that loads up. We'll keep watching. Okay, we are getting a potential setup over here on NASDAQ. So with that, we can go ahead and pull back up our NASDAQ scanner. And again, it's going to have one more bar close down, and we have to see a few other things happen before it will become a valid trade. But it is a potential setup. So I just want to be ready and aware. Anytime I see one of those come up, any of the trend catcher bars come up, then I want to start going, okay, what am I going to possibly trade if I trade this? And then, of course, always be watching the other indices because they may give me a signal as well. S&P's pointing long. Once that bar closes, then it'll be ready for a potential short. And we definitely got the Dow ready for potential short. On the NASDAQ side, the closest trade we have right now is still going to be that similar one right there. But it's got pretty high proximity, so not a big fan of that. We do have one right here that's pretty close to a 1-to-1. That's a 2 o'clock expiration. And I do prefer the dailies. Dailies move faster, and they have more profit potential in them. But if there's not one there that you're going to be able to take advantage of, then, obviously I'm not going to waste my time on it. You can look over. There is some pretty heavy premium in the market today, which is good. We got, $150 over here. You can literally buy down at $45.93, holding that into expiration, though, to do that trade. So, again, buying at $45.93. And only way, let's see if there's anything. Let's see. Yeah, you'd be putting up quite a bit of capital. It's almost pure premium at this point. We're still looking for that potential setup. Let's see what it looks like. We got this. Still looks like it may be closing down. If it does, then we'll pop onto a new bar. And then we'll have our potential entry price. And I just trail that on down. If I get my entry, I'll trail it on down with the MVP little predictor triangle arrows there. And see how it plays out. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Diagnostic Trading Hour.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.